In this video, I'm going to show you how to create an effect like this, which is a full color dither using Dither and Photoshop. I'm going to use Photoshop, but you can use any software with blend modes and just some basic blending. So I'm sure things like Affinity Photo or even something like GIMP will probably be able to do this as well. You'll be able to just replicate the steps. I don't have time to go over all the information about Dither, but Dither is software created by Studio AAA, not just by me, by other people too, but this is made specifically for the type of dithering that I want to do in my work, and you can get the current version as well as all future versions we make included in one purchase without any subscription from the Dither link below this video. But to get into it, one of the features that we've been asked to add into Dither is colored dithering. So while that's in the works, I'm going to show you a method that I've used to get color outputs like this from Dither using some really simple blending in Photoshop. All you need is an image that you're going to dither with color in it, the Dither output, and that's pretty much it. You can put the colors together from that. So first I'm gonna use this image. I'm just going to go to import, and I've got this image. This is from a image library called public.work, and I just searched for portraits and I got this one. You'll be able to get the same one from there, or you can grab like whatever image you want to do. So in Dither, the first thing to do is select what algorithm you want to use. I'm going to use Bayer ordered for this one, and your settings are going to vary depending on what image you're using and what algorithm you choose. But basically just set the scale at something that isn't too chunky like this. This is way too far. I'm gonna go at like 6 for my scale. You also don't want it too small that you can't even see like the patterns. So yeah, I'm gonna go 5 or 6 for mine. And then you can use these controls to just adjust this image until you've got like the amount of clarity that you want. Again, like this is gonna really just depend per image. If you want to zoom in and just get a look, like if I focus on the face here, pretty much if I make the face clear, then the rest of the image should sort of be clear as well. So I'm going to export a couple of outputs from this, just so I've got like a few different versions to work with. So I've exported one at the scale 4. I'm going to do one at 5 with maybe a little bit less contrast. And I'm also going to do this one at 3 as well. So actually I went a bit lower than I thought I was going to go. But the only thing I would not touch for this specific thing we're doing today is the blur, just because obviously you're going to lose all your detail from the original image and it's just going to become a dithering pattern when you use the blur. Obviously this is useful, but maybe just not for what we're doing today. So I'm going to leave blur off. And yeah, I'm probably going to go with this one for the final sort of thing I do today. So go to export, save it somewhere. Just make sure you don't save it over the top of the image that you're using. So you want to have your original and the dithered version, or just your original. And if you want 10 dithered versions, you can export 10, whatever, doesn't matter. This process isn't going to be hard. So you can easily get 10 versions out of this. So next, you're going to go into your software of choice that has blend modes and like a layers palette. So for me, that's Photoshop. And I'm going to make a new document in 2160 by 2700. Document size probably doesn't really matter for this one, but that's what I'm going for. And this is my Dither output, and this is my original image. So with the original image on top of your Dither output, just scale them both together to sort of like crop or move them to where you want them to be in your canvas or in your frame or whatever. And then click on the Dither output and make a curves adjustment, and then click on your original image and make a hue and saturation adjustment. Then on your original image, just change the blend mode to hard light, and then on your curves layer, just up or down sort of the white values until you're happy with it. I just need to put mine up a little bit to like have some added contrast in here, and then just up the saturation on the hue and saturation slider until you're happy with the vibrance of the colors. That's the basic setup I've been using. If we go back into Dither, like you can keep editing the scale and all the rest of it and just basically replace this Dither output under the curves with your new one. The places where this isn't going to work is if you have like massive dots. It's probably going to mess up the blending. It's probably going to mess up the blending if you have massive dots. But for now, while we are working on implementing color in the way that I want to do it, this is like a cool alternative. And actually, even if you're watching this in the future, the way I want to implement color into Dither, the way I think I can do it, or the plan that we've got right now, is not this method. So even if you are watching this in the future when hopefully we've already added color, or if you're dithering with something else, not Ditherboy, this method stands and will be different anyway. I'll show it on screen now as an exported JPEG out of Photoshop so you can see the actual final asset I got out of this. But that's literally it. Once you've got this set up, you can save this PSD and keep adding different Dither sort of inputs and outputs in here. Or like, you can probably just remember this. It's not that complex. If you like dithering, I've got loads more Ditherboy tutorials and just stuff coming soon. Ditherboy and everything else I mentioned in this video will be linked in the description. Also, just a quick mention to Ram, who you might know as Overset Text, who made a video about sort of like predicting the new design trends that will appear in 2025. In that video, he mentions future medieval, and he specifically mentioned public.work, which is the site I got this image from. I would really recommend watching that video if you like this type of artwork, or just if you're a designer. It feels a bit weird doing a tutorial this short, but that's it. Thanks for watching. If you got Ditherboy, thank you for supporting. If you're unsure, then there's no pressure. Ditherboy is not a subscription service. None of the updates are going to be paid, so whether you get it today or one day after the final update, you're going to get the same thing. Like, everyone's going to get all of the updates we do. Shout out to Barbara Hernandez, who designed the Ditherboy character with me, and Danny Void, I'll link both of those people in the description, who worked on Ditherboy with me, as well as Alex, who worked on it as well, but he's not. I'm only saying just the name Alex because he's not online, or there's no links. I can't link him anywhere, but I want to thank him anyway. Yeah, I'll leave it there. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.